Hey folks, just a quick intro to my video. I added a little bit at the end, so if you're able to watch it to the very end, I threw it a little bit about the new Blatchford area, which is downtown, where the city center airport used to be. So if you watch to the end, or fast forward to the end, you can see that. So I hope you enjoy the video. Talk to you soon. Hello and welcome back to another video. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Martin. I'll be your host for this episode. For those who have been viewing my YouTube videos for a while, welcome back. Glad to see you here. Today I wanted to go out and do a few errands here and there. I got a few things to do, so I thought I would take you folks along. The weather isn't that great. It's supposed to be nice this week, but now they say it's going to be cloudy, overcast, and just cool. And then it looks like rain tomorrow and snow again on Wednesday. It's crazy. We just got rid of all the snow. At least it shouldn't stay too long. It should melt away in a couple days, so that's okay. I was going to do a little video intro outside, but the wind is blowing so hard, I don't have my mics with my dead cat on it, so to keep the wind noise down. But anyway, let's go out and see what we can get into today, and I will bring you along. Let's go. While we're going for a drive, I just thought I would talk about a couple things. I was watching Dave Ramsey earlier today, and I was looking at, or I was actually searching out some information on spending cash versus plastic, such as debit cards or credit cards and such and so forth. And I came across the video that Dave made 6 years ago, actually, and he was talking about MIT did a study on people using cash for purchases rather than plastic, and there's emotional friction and different psychological benefits to using cash if you want to save or spend less. They're saying that when you use debit or credit to buy something, I think it was somewhere around, in some situations, you'll spend 78% more if you use a credit card or a debit, because it's not as painful as using cash. Apparently there's some receptors in your brain that actually feel the pain of parting with that Benjamin Franklin, that cash. Whereas when you use plastic, you don't have the same receptors firing up. So I found that interesting, and I can see that. If you're out with your friends and you're going to put it on a credit card, you're going to eat a lot more, drink more, order dessert, and maybe pay for your friend's meal, because you don't have that pain. You realize, I'll put it on my credit card, I'll get those points, and all is good until you get the bill coming in. But this has been proven through multiple studies over the years. But when you've got that cash and you want to go buy even at fast food places, apparently he was saying that McDonald's spent a lot of money on a study, and they studied the effects of using cash as opposed to using plastic. And apparently McDonald's was one of the first fast food companies. They started accepting credit cards and whatnot for purchasing fast food. And then, of course, and this was 30 years ago, because Dave Ramsey mentioned, he said it was 25 years ago, but that video was 6 years old. So I found that quite interesting. And like I say, even myself, if I, if I'm going to go to a McDonald's or something and use a credit card, I might throw in a muffin with my coffee. Not that I do now, because I'm really aware of that, and I'm really watching my spending. But in the past, yeah, I'll use a credit card or a debit card. So I'll get that burger, and I'll get the fries, and I'll upsize it, supersize it. But not anymore with cash or credit. But if you're using credit, or if you're using cash, you might just go for the junior chicken burger, the cheap menu. So that was an interesting video. There were some more things that he had mentioned as well, so about that. But yeah, so it's important. How are you folks doing with your with savings? Do you folks save up an emergency fund for emergencies? Now, I'm not necessarily talking about car repairs and that, because you've got to realize what an emergency is. We all know we're going to get car maintenance that we have to do, so that's something that we should be saving for anyway. Just like when your hot water tank blows, springs a leak. That happened to us a year ago, over a year ago, and that was $1,800 that we didn't expect, but thankfully we had the money, so we were able to repair it the next day, or the same day. Actually, they came in. It was on a Sunday. We wake up and there's water all over the basement, and the way we knew that was we went to make coffee, and we turned on the faucet, and there was no water pressure. So we went, so we went downstairs, and there was water pooling in the basement. Thankfully, it just got up. It just pooled around the washer and dryer in a small area, so we didn't have any major any damage. But that was $1,800, and it could have been more, but we got that fixed. So yeah, having cash is important. Have a little bit of cash at home. Try and save. For you folks who seen my other videos, I'm in the process of doing that. So we need to make sure that we save what we can, and cut out unnecessary vices if we can. If we're addicted to certain things, then it makes it much harder. But anyway, I just thought I would mention that while I'm driving and doing my errands. Another thing that was mentioned was, when you go out and purchase something, it's a transaction. You give your cash to the clerk or what have you, and they give you something in return. You give them something, they give you something back. But with credit or with plastic, whether it's debit or whatever, that transaction is different, because you're not really giving them something. They're giving you the item that you purchased, but they're also giving you your plastic back. You're getting your card back. You wouldn't leave the transaction and leave your credit card behind. So in your brain, and then this is all subconscious, in your brain you're getting your plastic card back and the item you purchased, whether it's a scarf or groceries or whatever. So, but when like what I say, when you do a cash transaction, you're parting with that $100 bill or that $50 bill or whatever it may be, and you're getting the item, but you're parting with something. And that's where, again, like I say, those brain receptors in your brain there that go, I'm parting with this. This is representative of my of my labor. Because what is cash? What is fiat currency? You know, fiat currency represents the labor that you did to earn it, or if you're entitled to Social Security benefits, then these are, you know, your benefits, and it represents that. Now I'm talking about fiat currency. Fiat currency is based on the government saying that I declare that this paper currency is valid, and you have confidence in that currency. Whereas real money would be things like gold, silver, precious metals. So, like I say, and that's where I mentioned before about sometimes it's better just to have the precious metals locked up in your safe, or maybe do some midnight gardening. Dig a hole out back. Your gold coin that you buried 40 years ago, it'll still be there. Gold doesn't tarnish. It'll still be as beautiful as it was the day you buried it. But when you put this gold and silver into accounts overseas, which I have done in the past, sometimes it's hard to get it out. So, you know, like I say, it's easy to put things away, organizations, companies, they'll take your money, but it's hard getting things out. So I won't beat on that horse, because I covered that a couple times in videos. But yeah, just some things to consider. The way, you know, are you finding it hard to pay for groceries? Are you buying certain things and then putting it down and going, you know, like, do I need to spend that $12 for that item? Can I get by without it, or can I substitute it for something less, or for a different brand name, maybe a no-name brand rather than the good quality that we assume because it's a known name brand? Do you want Heinz ketchup, or do you want that no-name catsup? We'll continue. Also, for those of you who do save cash, do you ever save in a foreign currency? Like, for instance, if you're a Canadian, do you put money away in your safe or whatever, maybe in euros or US dollars? It's almost getting to the point where the Canadian dollar is getting so low, it's doesn't feel the same. You know, I have in the past saved in US dollars, where you know, I did dollar cost averaging. You know, a lot of people say, well, don't buy US dollars right now, it's too expensive. It's like $1.41 or $1.39 or whatever. And that's true. But quite often you can do a little bit here, you know, maybe $100 per pay period. You know, like $100 US might be $140 Canadian or whatever. But you've got that currency, so that if you ever do have an emergency, you can always go back to the bank and deposit that $300 that you saved up, and then it'll be worth maybe, you know, $420 or something. But for long-term savings, I wonder if that's something that a person could do or should do. You know, I think $100 Canadian is like $185 or 185 British pounds, or Swiss francs, or Japanese yen. You know, you could save in all kinds of different currencies, Singapore dollars. But it's just interesting. I think it's kind of an interesting topic. I like to look at different avenues. So I don't know. What do you folks think? Maybe put down in the comments. Do you think it would be a good idea to maybe save up $500 or $1,000 in a different currency as a backup, especially if that currency is worth more than your currency? I don't know. Like if you're American, would you save 1,000 British pounds or 1,000 Swiss francs or something? Let me know. What are your thoughts? It's sad to see. This is the Edmonton Via Rail Canada train station. It is another place that's deader than a doornail. Via Rail. Man, living in Western Canada, not much going on here. Well, continuing on with our conversation, I've got my I got my errands done that I had to do, just a couple things here and there, and I'm getting a bit hungry. But you know what? I am not going to go to a fast food place or a restaurant or a cafe. I am going to make my way home. Why spend $10 right now because I'm hungry when I got all that good food at home? If you saw my other video, we went grocery shopping and we picked up a few items. And my wife made a beautiful meatloaf as well as meatballs in a beautiful sauce that she made from scratch. So I think I might go home, have a nice tossed salad with a few meatballs and maybe a little bit of pasta on the side for lunch. So I think that would be more economical. Put my do as I say and as I do, right? So I think I'll do that. And I wanted to thank a lot of you viewers who have donated a few dollars to both my Buy Me a Coffee in my link on my main page. That is much appreciated. And there's a few of you now. Steve, you're one of them. Steve, you've contributed, or you've given me a financial gift a few times on those super likes. Apparently you like some of my videos, so I really truly appreciate you folks that donate and give a few dollars here and there. But I appreciate that. But I appreciate everyone who watches my videos and just listens to some of my day-to-day topics and activities. And in this case, just wanted to touch on a few things financially related. So, like I say, I am still out here looking for some work. It's funny because I just emailed the company that I was doing those deliveries for, and I still have not received my statement of earnings from March 31st, and today is April 14th. So I emailed them last night, and today I got an email back saying, okay, we'll send it to you today. Well, don't send me an email saying that you're going to send it to me. Just send it to me. How difficult is it? And then I saw again yesterday, they posted again late last night that they're looking for multiple drivers. But now I don't know if it's a typo, but it says it's an 80-month contract. So, man, I think I dodged a bullet there by getting out of there, because it was a 1-year contract, which is 12 months, obviously. But it said that either party can terminate the contract upon 10 days written notice. Well, I gave them the 10 days notice, but now it looks like if you sign up, you're stuck there for a while. So my recommendation is do not sign contracts. Do not get things that are so difficult to get out of, like timeshares or putting money away, locking it up. I don't even like the idea of locking up my money in GICs or things like that. Guaranteed income, or guaranteed investment certificates, or whatever they're called. I've never had one because I don't like locking up my money for 3 years or 5 years or whatever to get 6% interest. So anyway, folks, I think I am going to shut her down, make my way home, have lunch, and think about what I'm going to do for my next video. But I do hope that you have a fantastic day, a wonderful week ahead of you. Please like, subscribe. If I do give you any value, I do appreciate you folks just watching. And I will go home and make a nice coffee on you folks. Scott, my good friend Scott from Madrid, Spain. Fantastic channel. I hope you went over to see those folks. You know, Scott over there in Madrid, like I mentioned. I did a video on there, and of course, good friends over there at hanging out with Popsy Guy and Denny again. Like I say, I will go through some of my videos here and pull out a few more folks that I recommend their channels, because I've been watching some of the channels and people who follow me, and I like to give back. So, my friends, once again, have a wonderful day. I will see you all in the next video. Bye now. I just wanted to show you this old control tower for the old airport. Used to be a city center airport down here. So I will do a video on the Blatchford area. I know a couple people had been asking for that, so this is kind of a cool area. We'll touch on that. Cheers. Here's another area here. This is Blatchford Road and Alpha Boulevard. I'll have to do some of this in a video format. So stick around. Stick around to the end, and I will cover a lot more. So as you can see right here, we are downtown, and there is some of the high rises down here. So there is some work being done. Needs to be a lot more though. But in time. So like I say, I will do more intensive video on this whole area. It might be a nice place to live if they ever get it completed. Might be a nice area once it's done.